our nervous system wants stability. And
Yeah.
as far as we learn, as soon as we learn some pattern, some sort of behavior, we keep repeating it. And then only by our free will, we can change it.
What if the truth came in a gel cap and we could just pop it in our mouths and forget about it? Well, it doesn't, and we can't. But we can laugh in the face of reality while plotting our survival. Welcome to the Truth Tastes Funny podcast. I am your host, Hersh, and if my guests can handle the truth, so can you. Open wide, folks. Here it comes.
My guest today on Truth Tastes Funny is Dr. Neja Zupan. Neja is a pioneer in holistic health and personal empowerment. She inspires individuals and businesses all over the world with her story of overcoming aggressive hormone-dependent cancer. She was diagnosed in 2013 with a 5% chance of survival. The conventional treatments weren't working. She embraced natural healing and mindset transformation. And if you listen to the show, you know that I have a lot of guests. We like to talk about mindset and about natural healing, and the resilience to thrive. Neja has been cancer-free for more than a decade now, and she translates her journey into actionable strategies for professionals and organizations alike. Resilience, vitality, and well-being are all core components. And by integrating science and psychology and spirituality with Eastern practices, she equips leaders with tools to enhance energy and prevent burnout, which is also something that I want to touch on today, because especially those of us in the entrepreneurial field, we experience it quite a bit, and fosters productive, balanced environments. And finally, it's an approach that transcends the traditional health narratives. And that's what I think a lot of people are looking for as well, a transformative blueprint where resilience and purpose become the keys to personal and professional success. And so it is very exciting to have Dr. Neja Zupan on the show. Neja, Dr. Neja Zupan on the show. Neja, welcome.
Thank you to having me on your podcast, and I welcome also all the listeners to this podcast.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. Let's talk about holistic healing versus traditional medicine. I want to start there because one of the things that often comes up, and I think I mentioned this to you prior, that, you know, when it comes to getting my blood pressure down or lowering, reducing the amount of medications that we're taking, things like that, that you have the traditional medicine and you have other treatments. How do you approach a combination of traditional medicine and a more organic and natural holistic healing process?
For me, actually, healing process is a side effect of energetic alignment. When the person is aligned with her origin, so spiritual origin, then health is a consequence. So it's a side product. If I use this term.
Yeah.
So I don't approach the healing the same way as allopathic medicine, but more really holistically. So when we start to vibrate with energy that is in our nature, in our originates from our source, from our original spiritual source, then we are naturally healthy. We are naturally happy, joyful, successful, vibrant, and everything is a consequence of being in really alignment with your true self.
Yeah. And this goes back to the almost a kind of simplicity of alignment. We tend to kind of mess ourselves up as we grow. We stop paying attention to that inner voice, and we're looking externally so often for medical solutions. But if someone is pursuing traditional medicine, how do they know when to transition from because if they're feeling good because of the medicine, and then they are doing energy work and they may be feeling more energetic, but if they're using medicine to control symptoms, let's say, and then they do work with you, for example, to improve the root causes, how do they know when to move off of medication?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I actually never force somebody to move off medication if the person doesn't want. But for some cases, I cannot accept actually people to work with me if they are on heavy medication, because these two things contradict each other. For example, I suggest cleaning of the body, and we really start awakening all the resources in the body, and on the other side, person is putting down the body, shutting down the body, so we cannot progress. But for sure, I have some techniques, methods, approaches when person can combine everything. I have plenty of experiences, for example, with people who have had heavy pressure medications and they're completely off medications.
Yeah.
So, and for thyroid gland, usually they take to stimulate thyroid gland function. We are also out of any medication. Or for cholesterol, also completely out of any medications. But we start with changing things. The hardest thing of what I perceive with my clients is to change habits.
Habits. I was going to say that, Neha. I was going to say that we the question that I asked you almost doesn't even matter until I make a decision to change something. So that if I'm relying on the medication to do something, but I'm not watching my cholesterol or or the stuff that I eat or the activity that I get, then it's irrelevant, because I'm not, and the doctors will always tell you, oh, exercise, run, do this, don't eat high bad cholesterol, don't do this, don't, but the medication gives us almost an excuse to not make those changes, and changing habits are so hard. So what is the very first step in working with a patient?
I start usually with checking what is going on in the body. So energetically always reflects what is going on also in physical body. So which structures don't have enough energy or too much energy, they have excess of energy. Then I suggest what to eat, what practices to do. This is like the beginning. But
Yeah.
what I'm really expert in is actually in multidimensional intelligence activation. This is far beyond all these just physical changes, like habit changes, like food changes. This multidimensional intelligence activation is connected with um, resonance with your energies of your spirit, with embodying everything what is in high frequency. So like somatic knowing, decoding the body's subtle signals, epigenetic perception, energetic perception. So what is going on in my body? Ancestral awareness. For example, in my lineage, all my female ancestors passed away for cancer.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah, I had only 5% chance to survive, and I was gene positive. So, BRCA gene positive. And so I developed, not the developed, but I awakened my multidimensional intelligence awareness so that I went back where all this started actually. And it didn't, this cancer that I have had didn't start with me, but was already like generational, caused by generational trauma. So recognizing inherited patterns that influences me as a human being, and then developing intuitive clarity, like receiving guidance from before any outer material strategy. Me personally, I have 8 spiritual guides that teach me how to progress, how to really get in touch with myself. And then spiritual alignment, this I already talked about. So leading myself from my origin, from my spiritual origin, and not being reactive on habits. So this is the true healing of anything, whatever exists in this world, everything. So any problem, when you become a coherent, aligned with your source.
So, one of the interesting things there is this idea of a universal awareness around our spirit, our ancestry, all of these things. Now, these are ideas that a lot of people have very hard time coming to, because, and it's interesting because these techniques are, science backed, I would say, right? You
Yeah.
describe them as being science backed. The issues of vitality, energy, well being. This isn't imaginary in terms of, the results that you get. I've done a lot. I've done some of the, consciousness work, energy work, and I go by the results of something. If there's a change in my mindset that I couldn't do intellectually, you know, but in working with somebody energetically and consciously, I see an immediate shift. Well, that's obviously that's a result right there. Why do you think it is that people are so, when despite the fact that we want so badly to heal, why are we so resistant to a consciousness beyond our own?
Because of energy patterns that we were born in. So we are used to, we are beings of not comfort, but comfort is a consequence of being like stability. Our nervous system wants stability. And as far as we learn, as soon as we learn some pattern, some sort of behavior, we keep repeating it. And then only by our free will, we can change it. And many people, don't have this inner will to change it, because the outer structures, outer system also support, here is a quick fix. Take this pill and everything will be all right. And it will not be all right. Because I traveled, through many dimensions, and I saw how I was incarnated and how I actually selected this life for a particular reason, so that I could learn forgiveness, that I could learn self-value. And I saw all this, and coming back, it was a conscious consequence for me practicing this. At the age of 6 years, my age, 6 years, when I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed as a child with special needs. I was almost not talking, and very little social interaction, so that then they classified me as a special child with special needs. So after I finished my my university, so faculty, when I did a degree, I immediately started to work as a professor, because I really wanted to improve my skills of talking. So this was conscious decision, but this decision was supported by amounts of energy work, so energy exercises that I'm doing, that I was capable to do something like this, and not just follow the pills and I don't know what,
Well, when you talk about but the pills aren't working, let's say, so we understand that a lot of medication is designed to have a certain effect. It's not curative, but it's management of, like blood pressure. It doesn't cure high blood pressure. It lowers your blood pressure, but does that make it the wrong choice? Like taking blood pressure as an example, because I have high blood pressure and I manage it with medication. And now, I just went to a doctor yesterday for a checkup, and, my blood pressure is perfect. Okay. But that's because I'm taking medication. So, what is an example of something that I would do if I came to you and I were wanting to control my blood pressure the proper way, the way that would actually fix the problem?
I will give my one example of my client.
Sure.
He was a pilot, and when he retired, he developed really, my God, he had a blood pressure from time to time over 250 through 150. So this was really, really serious. So now he's completely out of medication. But what we have discovered through he's so dedicated, really, that I always joke, it's not a joke, but I always said to him, yes, some sort of joke, but in every joke, it's half of truth. That when I get old, I want to be like him, because he changed diet. He does every morning at least 1 hour of energy exercises that I prescribed. And then I suggested him also some breath work and pressing some points on the body. And he was at that time with high blood pressure. He was regularly at our clinic, and we helped him understand why this blood pressure where this blood pressure coming from. And we discovered that it was ancestral energy. So it was coming from his kidney. And we needed to transform his liver so that he start to really receive his own energy, not through fears, but through empowered self.
Yeah. And so you do this now through, you founded the Mastering Energy Academy. You work with high achievers, with therapists, visionary leaders, and you work through these things. How do you work with people? Is it on a like on a session basis, on a program basis?
It's a program. It's always program, because people. Then I have experiences. I work as a mentor in multidimensional intelligence activation for 35 years, and I practice many things. And I saw if people come just once or twice, there are no progress. So we have programs, and in this program, actually, we lead person to that the person starts to recognize what is happening inside, and how the person body is connected with its spirit, because you cannot change things with your mind unless you change imprints on your body. So we teach people how to embody the higher frequency energy.
Yeah. And so how long does this process take that you work with?
Yeah, it depends from person to person, but starting programs are for 4 months. So we usually work, we have equipment, we have different devices, so we can also work on a long distance. Unless a person is very ill and very disconnected with his or her body. So in that case, I always suggest that person comes to our clinic, that we help person.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to ask also, is obviously you can work remotely with clients as you need to. And I don't know if you mentioned, did you have group kind of work as well, or just one-on-one?
No, I have also a group. You mentioned at the beginning that I have a Mastering Energy Academy.
Right.
So through this academy, oh my God, what changes? For example, I have one, she's really, she is one of the top management in very successful and big company. And she had many diseases, quasi uncurable, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
last time she came, she said that she has chronic rhinitis,
Right. Oh,
inflammation of ears.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and we just laughed, you know, because already from that point, she already started to heal only by implementing high frequency energy in her life and starting to being aware of all her patterns in her mind and starting to embody energy from her source.
Wow.
And not that just she started to heal. What she said after one session that was in end of December, she said, Neja, something strange started to happen. My coworker, she used to be really very tough person, very closed person, and somehow very angry person that this coworker reacted always angry. But then after this session, she said, I don't know what happened. This person becomes best ever coworker. You know, they chat together, they work together, they find solutions together. So it, and she is not the only one. Also, others perceived how her skin become younger. She's about 60, and she looks like now about 40 years old.
Wow.
Without any Botox, without any lifting, you
Plastic
know, the
surgery.
skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
Wow. And so and I have been told as well when I was doing some of these consciousness acceleration uh sessions, and the coach was saying to me, you know, I said, "Oh, I wonder if I should bring my son into this," and she said, "This is going to affect your family. This is going to affect people around you anyway. So just by your doing it, it's going to have an impact on other people, and especially the people close to you, especially the people who are tied to you." And that was really interesting. And I think, but I do think, what would you say to people who simply are skeptical, or you, just are staying where they are? You know what I mean?
uh, yeah. God gave everybody free will, so I go for what God's decided. So if they are too skeptical, then it's their choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot, and that's not that I cannot. I'm also not in the position to convince anybody, you know.
Yeah.
But I can only what I can do. It's talking about results that we have, and there are huge results. Also, other people were cured of cancer. Um, uh, Going out of this survival mode, because the cancer or any disease actually is survival mode, and you need to find where you gave out outsourced your true energy.
Right. Right. And that brings us, back to, how truth tastes funny, and how we have to do more than survive. We have to thrive.
Yep.
And where can people find you if they want to get in touch with you, learn about your programs?
The best option is to follow me on Instagram, because on Instagram I'm publishing almost daily how to actually start to look at a human being as a whole, not just body, but everything together. So body, emotion, mind, energy, and spirit all together. Usually things are fragmented, but I'm taking everything together and I cannot separate. But I also prepared one special gift for listeners, and listeners can get this gift on highfrequencyenergyformula.com. highfrequencyenergyformula.com. So there is a free ebook, 7 steps, energetic alignment in action. This is morning routine for preparing yourself for really high energy and energetic day. So when you already in the morning rise up your energy, your day is completely different. And here in this ebook, I provide proven techniques that can help. So I do these techniques every day.
Well, that's fantastic. And let's have we'll have it in the show notes, but I would love to share the URL one more time. It's
highfrequencyenergyformula.com. It's English name. So
Yep.
I bought just for this occasion that people know what is inside and that it's English, because I'm not English,
Yeah.
Probably you hear that I'm not English.
Right.
But I learned English, and I want to really support people to, as you perfectly said, to thrive in any area, not just like business. For example, Steve Jobs was thriving in business, but he was actually very disconnected from himself.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he passed away in survival mode. But if we combine everything, also my name is Neja. Neja, no, yes, together. Both sides.
Yeah.
The
yin yang of
exactly.
And I like that, because I think that we have to struggle in order to make progress. We have to struggle in order to win, right? Winning over yourself is the inner struggle is what we have to contend with. So I love that. Neja, thank you so much for being on, Dr. Neja Zupan. We appreciate your joining the podcast today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks so much for tuning into Truth Tastes Funny. If you enjoyed the experience, please leave a 5-star review and share this podcast with your friends.